this video to do chicken eggs incubation. This will take us 21 days, 18 days for setting the eggs and last 3 days for the hatching of the eggs. 4 main factors we need to think about: temperature, humidity, turning, and ventilation. This incubator here will help us do the 4 factors. Okay, I'll think about the components first. This is for the temperature reading. This is for the humidity. These are the controls. This is the timing for the turning system, and this is how many days we set the machine for incubation. So in our case for chicken, we set 18 days for incubation before we move on into hatching. Let's go through into the components of the machine. Of course, this is the cover, and we have a sensor here. This is the tray to hold the eggs in the first 18 days, and then we have this basket to hold the eggs for the last 3 setting days, and we have water slots here where we fill these openings with water for the humidity. We'll explain this later on, but first we will connect this to check the turning system and explain how this works. Simply we'll just plug in this, and if you see, I will press reset, and then you realize the tray will be moving, and this turning will happen every 2 hours. We will set the system now to make this turning happen every 2 hours. So simply we have some controls here we will look at. First thing, that to adjust the temperature for the user. For chickens, in the first 18 days the temperature will be 37.6, and in the last 3 days it's 37.1 degrees. So we just press set, and we have the blinking temperature here. Using the plus or minus, we can change the temperature. So 37.4 plus goes to 37.5, 37.6, then I press set again. Now we have temperature. This is the current temperature inside the machine now, 31. What the machine trying to do is to raise the temperature inside to reach the preset temperature. Coming again to the set control. If I press longer on set, now I'll see F1. F1, it's telling me that I can do the turning setup. So the turning system here will happen each 1 hour 58 minutes. I will add 1 more minute. Okay, sorry, come back here, press more, longer, F1 plus 1 hour 59 minutes. Now every 2 hours this will happen. If I press one more time, F2, now this F2 is for how many seconds the turning system will take. So the turning will happen in 15 seconds. We will keep this on 15. So BP for the temperature, set, long press, F1 for the turning setup timer, F2 for the turning how many seconds, F3 for the temperature calibration, F4 for the humidity calibration, F5 for how many days we set the machine for incubation. So we set the machine for 18 days, then we get an alarm that it's ready to move to hatching. Then we will take out the tray and put the eggs on the basket. So few things that we need to consider when we first put the eggs here. After 7 days, on day 7, we need to use this candle, put the eggs on the candle to check the inside. If the egg was fertilized, we will keep it inside the incubator. If it's not fertilized and it's just transparent like what we see in this picture, we will just remove the egg, because we want only fertilized eggs to stay inside. We will do this test with the candle on day 7, and again we will do this on day 18. On day 18 we will check how the egg looks from the inside. So if we have a small chicken ready to hatch, then we will keep the egg. If it's dead, then we will have to remove the egg. So we do the candling twice, once on day 7, once on day 18. On day 7 we check that we have this little blood inside. That means we have little chicken growing, and that means the egg is fertilized, so we maintain the egg. On day 18 we check that we have a living chicken that is ready to hatch, so we also move on to the hatching period. We set our temperature to 37.6 on the first 18 days, and the machine will do the work. Temperature is ready, you fill in the water, so your humidity is enabled. Turning system will turn on its own every 2 hours, and ventilation is automatically happening. So don't worry, you have all the main factors to hatch your eggs. After 18 days, what we will do, we will just remove this tray out, and we will take all the eggs and we will lay them here, cover the machine again. Like this. So now we remove the tray away. Day 19, we put the eggs here, we cover, and we need to make sure that we're adding more water in these 4 openings. So on the first 18 days, we fill maybe 2 openings only, because we don't need high humidity. But in the last 3 days, we need to fill all the openings. Just make sure all are filled to get higher humidity. This will help the chicken to break the shell and come out. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us for more details. Once you have your chickens coming out, we give you this drinker and feeder that you can use for your small chicks to feed them. So you have the egg candle for checking the eggs, you have the feeder, you have the drinker, and you have a sprayer that you can fill with water, and you can simply spray your eggs on the last 3 days. Just spray them with water, so you are adding more water on the openings here to allow more humidity. In the meantime, you spray the eggs with water in the last 3 days, just to help the shell to help the chicken to be able to break the shell and come out. So good luck with your eggs incubation, and let us get your feedback. We need to know how successful was your experience. Thank you very much.